What's up, guys? AC Card Shark back again, back with another episode of Flea Market Sundays. It's been a while, so we went to another flea market, this time in Columbus, New Jersey. If you've ever been there, guys, you know it's a huge flea market. Indoor, outdoor, all that kind of good stuff. We actually have never been there before, and we met my parents there. I didn't take any footage around because it was the first time there. I wanted to take it all in. I wanted to really keep my eyes peeled for games and stuff like that. So I didn't really get any footage around the grounds. We're going to probably head back there like in September, probably. It's about an hour and a half drive from where I live, so it's kind of far to go all the time, but I've heard a lot of good things about that place. So I did end up picking up a nice stack of games there, and I wanted to share with you what I picked up. I didn't get any footage, like I said, but at least I can show you what I did pick up from the Columbus flea market. So let me just try to sort through some of this stuff. The first guy I came across had a booth of games, and it was just like a mishmash of everything. Like, it was just crazy, all mixed together, just all kind of just nuts. And I wasn't really sure what to make of it, because he literally just had these tables and just took stuff out of his van and just threw it on the table. You had to go through boxes. All the different systems were all mixed together. There was no really set price. So it was really crazy. But I went to him, and the first one I picked up, it turned out that everything on the table in front of him was all $3 a game. Didn't matter what game it was. So I started kind of leafing through, and I did find some games that were pretty good. And the first one I picked up from him is complete in box for the Sega Master System. As you guys know, that's important for me. But that game is called Great Golf. Not really a great game, so to speak. It's worth $4 complete in box, and I got it for $3. So I was like, that's cool, you know, like, not too bad. Open it up, you can see that it has the poster and the manual, and then the actual cartridge is in there. So for $3 complete in box, it's, like I said, it's worth $4, so a good deal, I guess, by $1, but whatever. And like I said, like, he just had all this stuff mixed together, so I didn't know. There could have been, you know, some kind of gem just laying in there for $3, because he said everything on the table, $3 a piece. Doesn't matter what it was. So I did take some time to look through. The other game I picked up for, I'm sorry, two other games I picked up for $3 a piece. One I've never owned before, and it's a Black Label PS2 game. That is God of War, the very first God of War. The Black Label, not greatest hits. Does not have a manual, but the disc is there and in pretty decent shape. For $3, I'll definitely pick that up for $3 for my collection, because I've actually never played the original God of Wars. I started with God of War 3 on PS3, so to go back and play these would be awesome. So I picked that up for $3. Like I said, that's a really good deal for $3. I feel at least. A game for my 32X, which it works when it wants to, but that's typical for the 32X. But I figured, again, for $3, I did pick up Virtua Fighter for the 32X. I'm not really huge into that system just because it doesn't work all the time, but for $3 Virtua Fighter, I can't help but pick that up. And then I looked, he had a table behind that table. It was a little bit more rare stuff, and just got a just steal of a deal on 2 games. One of them was actually worth what I paid. NES Game I don't have, which was it's really hard to find, as you guys know. But it was on this guy's table in the back, and that game is called Metal Mech for the NES. And there, as you can see, it's in really good shape. Spine, a little bit of separation, a little bit on the end, but not really bad at all. But Metal Mech, $5, and I looked it up on my app. It's worth $5. So I was like, you know what, it's a game I don't have, and he's charging me what I should be paying, so I'll pick that up. So I think that's like NES game number like 605 or 606 in my collection. As you can see back there, it's starting to grow crazy. So, and then I saw a Super Nintendo game that I figured was good for the baby when she grew up, and is able to play some games, but also just kind of fun because the old Mario games tend to hold a value. But this game is called Mario's Early Years, and it's called Preschool Fun. I've never actually seen this game ever, and there's the spine right there. I've never seen it anywhere before. I'm sure it's probably pretty bad, but like I said, when the baby gets older and she can actually play a game, this would be a really good game to pop in for her to play. Again, charged me $5. I looked it up on eBay, and it seemed to be going anywhere between $15 and $30, depending on you know, the asking prices. So obviously $5 was a really good deal on this game. And like I said, probably not that great, but just one of those games that, like, you don't see all the time. You just pick it up because you really never come across it. And then the last game I picked up from him, I was blown away by his asking price and could not help but pick it up. I saw it sitting on a stack of complete in box Game Boy Advance games, and I already have this cartridge to play, so this one's staying in its box. I expected it to be like a hefty price tag, but the game is Final Fight 1 for the Game Boy Advance. As you guys know, I'm a huge Final Fight fan. Love Final Fight. I have 1 and 2 both on the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom. I still need to get the other rare ones, but just absolute huge fan of this game. Final Fight 1 is basically a port of Final Fight onto the Game Boy Advance. As you can see by the graphics, it's the original Final Fight. Really, really, really good port of this game, guys. If you can come across a cartridge for the Game Boy Advance and have one to play, I highly recommend this. But as you can see, the box is just in stellar condition. And so I said, how much do you want for that game? He goes, which one? So I told him, I said, Final Fight 1. $6. Complete in box. Absolutely complete. I thought sure it was just going to be the cartridge only, or, you know, when I opened the box I'd be disappointed. I took everything out of the box. As you can see, it has the little insert with the baggie around the game, if you can actually see the game there. It also came with not only the instruction manual in perfect condition, it came with the precautions booklet and also like the Nintendo Power advertisement with the old school huge Game Boy Advance on there. So literally complete in box for $6. I looked it up online. Very, very few auctions for a complete in box version of this game. The one I did come across was going anywhere between $40 and $50, and I got it for $6. So that was a huge pickup right there. Awesome for my collection. And then 2 other spots I picked up games. One was just a random guy had some games sitting on a bench. I saw this game. I knew I've seen this title somewhere, and I couldn't put my finger on where I'd seen it. I asked him how much he wanted for it. He asked $10. I looked it up on eBay and saw it going for a lot more. It was going for at least $10-15 for cartridge only. This is complete in box. The game is called Wings of War for the Sega Genesis. And I know I'd heard this title somewhere before. There's your spine. And I couldn't remember where I'd heard about it. It's actually one of the like old school Genesis games where literally all it is a white label. As you can see right there, Wings of War. And then the instruction booklet does come with it. He wanted $10 for it. I looked it up, like I said, complete in box in this condition. It was going for, again, like $30-40. So I snatched that up as soon as I could. So for $10 I picked that up, not too bad. And then the last booth, there was a lot of games around, don't get me wrong, but I'm being picky about what I pick up. Good deals, stuff I could either resell or just awesome additions to my collection. The last place I went was actually indoors. I think it was called Video Nuts, I want to say, N-U-T-Z. A little bit pricey in that store. There was a great number of games I would have picked up, but they were just really pricey. I did pick up 3 titles, 2 Master System games. The first one is cartridge in box, no instruction manual, but great volleyball. As you can see, I paid $5.99 for that. It's worth give or take about $10 without the manual, about $12 to $14 with the manual, so decent deal. I paid $6. It's worth about $12, I guess, $10, $12. Not too bad. And then the other Master System game I picked up from them is complete in box with the manual, and that game is called California Games, which I have on the NES. As you can see, I paid $3.99 for that, and I believe that value was around the $10 mark complete, $9 or $10 complete in box. So again, good deal, and one I need for the collection of Master System games. So that was a really good pickup, and as you can see, manual is there, and there's your cartridge right there. So everything's cool with that one. And then I was just gonna buy those 2, and I bring them up to the counter, and I notice they have a lot of Game Boy games and stuff, and I love original Game Boy games I could put in the Super Game Boy and play on TV. And I saw this game sitting there. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know if I overpaid or not. I just wanted the game because I love this game so much. Paid $6 for it. That game is the original Ducktales for the original Nintendo Game Boy. Like, as you can see, $5.99. But I put it into my Game Boy Advance SP and played it for a little while. And it's just like the original on the NES. It's really, really awesome. Just such a great time. And like I said, putting it into the Super Nintendo, into the Super Game Boy, just another way to play that game. Because I have the original, I can play on my NES as well. But just overall, just an awesome haul of games from the Columbus Flea Market in Columbus, New Jersey. Like I said, if you guys are local to that area, go there as often as possible, because I would be there every week if I could, but it's just way too far, an hour-and-a-half drive for me. So, but that's going to wrap it up, guys. Welcome back to Flea Market Sundays. Till next time, guys, AC Card Shark. Take care.